Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Show, InspireNationShow.com, here for our weekly Ask Michael Anything YouTube Live, switching tonight from Wednesdays at 7:11 p.m. Eastern Time to Tuesdays at 7:11 Eastern Time. Sorry for anybody that we've snuck in on. We tried to alert everybody on our community page, everybody with cards, everybody with newsletter. We're doing the best we can here. We are going to be talking tonight about creating a sacred life. And part of that creating a sacred life is making time for yourself. And it turns out here in Colorado, all of the events that are community-oriented, artistic-oriented, creative-oriented, or sports-oriented seem to all fall on Wednesday nights. So for family, for community, and for fun, we're shifting the event to Tuesday night. So thank you for joining us here on Tuesday night. With that said, real brief housekeeping. First off, we have our morning routine, magical morning routine for busy spiritual seekers, coming out next weekend. Woohoo! Stay tuned for more information on that. You'll also be able to find information very shortly on InspireNationUniversity.com. for our magical morning routine for busy spiritual seekers. On top of that, if you want to support the show, come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/InspireNation, and become a member of the Backstage Pass Inspire Nation family. We are 100% supported by you, our listeners. Thank you so much. And last, share. If you like what you're seeing, if this is finding it helpful, finding it good for yourself, others can benefit from it too. So please make sure to share. With that said, if we have any tech challenges tonight, and I notice I've already lost the screen. If we have any tech challenges, please let us know. We continue to do things differently each and every week to try and make it better for you. With that said, let's talk about living or making a sacred life. And a sacred life to us is about living a life that it's above and beyond the norm. It's living a life that's more like sculpting a work of art. It's really sculpting your life. And sculpting your life really does truly begin first thing in the morning. It all starts with how you wake up. You could wake up going, oh my God, not another day. Or you could wake up going, woohoo! I'm excited to see what the day has to offer. I'm excited to see how this day goes. They both have a very different energy to it. You can even start the day with prayer. It's something I like to do, to wake up and first thing before my feet even hit the floor, go to a place of gratitude. That's sacred. That's going to a place of prayer is like going to the highest level vibration you can to start the day. Speaking of highest level vibration, from that woohoo or from that prayer moment, go to meditation. Prop a pillow up on your bed if you need to. Sit on the pillow. Put the pillow on the floor. Sit on the floor. But go to meditation. At minimum 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to recommend more. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get you into a sacred place. This helps carry forward throughout the entire day. You give yourself pause in the morning. It calms down the mind. It gives yourself tongue tire, a chance to pause throughout the day because your engine isn't revving so high. It means you'll think more clearly. You'll be less reactive. You'll be more kind and compassionate in conversations that come up with others, and especially conversations with yourself. And you'll be more aware and present. Next, go to a mantra. Have a mantra for yourself, for the morning, for the day, something you can keep repeating to keep yourself in a sacred place. My mantra lately has been, I am love, I am stillness. I am love, I am stillness. When I repeat such a mantra, and it could be anything, it could be Om Mani Padme Hum, it could be anything that you want. But when you repeat a mantra that's sacred to yourself, you're helping rewire the mind and bring yourself to that silent, still place that you're trying to achieve. If I keep repeating for myself, I am love, I am love, I am love, and Jessica goes, I need to know something now, chances are I'm not going to go, oh, right back at you. Not that you would do that, but I'm coming more from a calm, quiet, centered place. If I'm saying I am stillness, then I'm accessing that deep wisdom inside of myself. So look for a mantra that helps you to stay in that sacred, precious space throughout the day. And again, these a few of these things are things that we go over in our Magical Morning Routine program. One of the keys to living a sacred life or creating or sculpting a sacred life is to observe your mind. So we had, what was it, 2 weekends ago? I believe it was 2 weekends ago. Jessica, just nod yes or say yes. It was 2 weekends ago, last Sunday, when I had a wiggly worm day with my brain.
Yes.
And we all have days, as they said in Ferris Bueller, we all have days when we go to the farm. And when you go to the farm, what you can do is observe the mind. Rather than it being an opportunity to be completely loony or for your ego to be completely gone awry, you can use it as a sacred opportunity to learn what's going on in the wiring, to start following the wiring. Where is this coming from? Where is that coming from? And to make that opportunity or make that experience where your brain is going a little bit nuts on you, something sacred and special. Let's add to that. When you get up in the morning, you've done your meditation, you've done your mantra, you can ask your mind, how are you doing? You can do this in automatic writing. You can do this in journaling. You can do this simply laying in bed. Is check in with yourself. Do I feel anxious? Do I feel nervous? Do I feel calm? Do I feel a twisting in my belly? And if you feel something, kind of almost imagine that you're a monk. A monk, maybe it's a monk who's coming to you asking how you're doing. And what's the true, honest answer? I want you to give yourself the true, honest answer of how you're doing. That's living a sacred life. It's okay to have, quote, negative emotions, no matter what the experts, the positive psychology experts out there say. It's really what you resist persists. If you've got a negative emotion, lean into it, ask about it, learn from it. You can even go, ego, why are you doing this? So last Sunday, back to the story. Last Sunday, my mind's going wiggly worm. I took it as an opportunity to observe it. And what I learned by the end of the day, and it was so, so beautiful, is no matter what I did on Sunday, my ego was going to find something to grumble about. If I had done my work perfectly, it would have been upset that I wasn't out playing. If I had played all day, it would have been upset that I wasn't working. If I had said something kind to Jessica, it would have said, why don't you say something kind to me? If I had said something unkind to Jessica, well, it would have been all over my case. But what I was able to do, I wasn't able to fully silence it, although I slowed it down quite a bit, was simply observe it as the third party sacred observer. That changed everything. Observe your mind. Next, one that my mom tried to get me to do for almost her entire life that I was at home, make your bed. I know this sounds crazy, but when you treat your environment as sacred, even if it's only a few small touches in the morning before the day goes out of hand, if you treat those things sacred, the day treats you sacred. And as Jessica has pointed out many times to me, if you clean your kitchen before you go to bed at night, what an incredible gift you're giving yourself for the next day ahead. If you can't tell, a word that you can as interchange for sacred here is energy. How do we help you to vibrate at the highest level, at the holiest level, at the most sacred level that we can? A part of it is how you treat your environment. Treat your environment a bit like you treat a temple. You wouldn't leave things out in the temple. You wouldn't leave trash out in the temple. So treat your room that way. Treat your kitchen that way. Treat your office desk that way. Now realize everything. If you scan your room real quickly, take a look around. Scan around the room. I've got wedding photos. I've got a giant plush dinosaur. Woohoo! that just joined us from Emerald Isle, and more wedding photos on the wall, and then just some other beautiful stuff, and a kitty cat on a hammock almost by the wall. Basically, whatever you have at eye level is your shrine. That's what you're praying to. That's what you're going to bring about through attention and intention. That's what your mind registers as most important in your life. I've got wedding photos at the top. That is a huge, huge, huge top of the food chain priority. I've got this dinosaur that came from the time when I had my service dog, Sawa. Oh, she is still so near and dear to me, and I'm calling in dog when dog is ready. So that is at the top of my food chain. Whatever is most important to you, it could be God, it could be inner wisdom, it could be spirituality, it could be a vacation, whatever it is, you get that at eye level. And preferably things that are calming, relaxing, and centering. Again, we want to make your life, in a sense, really like a temple. Then watch your mind. Continuously scan your mind to see if it's calm, to see if it's a wiggly worm, to see if it's racing. And if you catch it spinning, slow it down. You'd never go into a temple like this and say, hey, I want to meditate. I want to go. I want to learn. I want to be with the spirit. Woohoo! Well, minus the woohoo part. The point is, if you drop down an octave, if you breathe in deeper, in and out through the nose, if you learn how to do this internally to calm the mind down, everything around you seems calmer, seems quieter. You're truly elongating time. You're giving yourself more time to get things done because your mind isn't bouncing like a pinball back and forth. So when you see it racing, work to bring it to calm. This is something that takes practice. You can work on literally working to calm it by observing it. You can go to a mantra to help calm it. You can go to your breath to help calm it. You can give yourself a time out. I love the 3x3, 3 times 3 minutes a day of just going to your breath. You can even do it at your desk. If things are spinning out of control with a loved one, with a partner, with somebody in the office, you can take a pause for 3 minutes and get back to your sacred space. Watch your language. Language is so important. Language is the elixir is the fuel. Language is the fuel of the law of attraction. You want to live at the highest level. You want to live at the most sacred level. Have the highest standard for language that you can. All of language has an energy. If you're continuously spewing garbage talk, so to speak, you're inviting in garbage into your life. If you're talking at the highest level, and I'm not saying you have to have the highest vocabulary, but if you're talking at the highest energetic level that you can, the most sacred level that you can, that's what you're inviting into your life as well. So hold your language, no matter what those around you, how those around you speak, and do realize everybody around you not only influences you, but they say that the top 5 people in your life have tremendous influence over you. And the top 5 people in their lives have tremendous influence over you. So think about that when you choose your friends or choose who you hang out with. Hold yourself to the highest standard that you can. Family, we can't choose our family. Love them, love them, love them, but you don't have to hang with them 24/7. Have signs, symbols, pendants, jewelry, anything in your life that helps remind you of that higher standard that you set for yourself. Lately, this migrated onto my desk. It's the best thing in the world. A little stuffed baby turtle. Why a stuffed baby turtle? It's continuously reminding me to slow down. Having reminders of the sanctity, of the sacredness in life, of what you're shooting for. You could have a rock that says peace. that says stillness, that says love. That has an energy to you, and it helps you to rise to that level. Speaking of rising to the level, watch what you ingest. Certainly, if we're talking GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, watch the food that you take in. The higher energy food is going to help you live at that higher energy level, help you to be more sacred, to treat your body as the sacred temple that it is. You only get one to go through this lifetime. But also on top of the foods you consume, watch the media that you consume. Everything you put into you either raises your vibration or brings it down. You'd never expect to go into a temple or church and see a news channel blaring, bombings, killings, this, that, to see a horror movie going on, to see blaring commercials going on. So why do we welcome this into our lives? It's not truly entertainment, most of it anyway. It's energetically bringing us down and quite literally causing us indigestion. What you ingest through the ears, through the nose, through the eyes, what you ingest directly affects you and how you're vibrating. So bring in the most sacred information that you possibly can. Of course, going back to meditation, silence truly is sacred. Speaking of silence, stay away from gossip. This is something we had Mitch Horowitz on the show earlier this week. Another phenomenal interview with Mitch Horowitz. And one of the top tips that he was recommending is never speak ill about anyone. It only brings you down. If you want to shift your life, one massive positive change you can make, speak sacred and only speak good things about people. And as Mama said, if you can't find something good to say about them, don't say a word. Although I challenge you, look for the good in everyone. Doesn't mean you need to hang with them. Doesn't mean you need to do a business deal with them. But it means every single person on this planet, every single person on this planet deserves your love. We are all one. Everybody deserves our love. Doesn't mean we have to do dance with them. Doesn't mean we need to hang with them. But everybody deserves our love. Beautify your life in every way you can. Beautify your clothing. Beautify your home. Bring in flowers. Think of things that are visually, aesthetically, auditorily, is that the words? That sound beautiful. Listen to the music. What's uplifting? What's enriching? What's going to take your life to a sacred place? What can you put on your desk that's more visually appealing, that's going to take your life to a sacred place? What scents, aromas can you bring in that are going to take your life to a sacred place? And as Jessica keeps challenging me, driving me a little bit nuts, what beautiful clothing can you wear that makes you feel more sacred and special as well? Everything has an energy, especially the Cotopaxi jacket that you got last night, which is awesome. Treat yourself with incredible, incredible love and respect. You are your temple. You are your best friend. You are the one single solitary person that you get to go through this entire life with. Even if you regret something, even if you felt you did something wrong, there is absolutely zero benefit on getting down on yourself for it. And there is everything to be gained by treating yourself with as much kindness and compassion in the world. Again, go back to thinking about a monk. How would a monk treat you if they found that you were treating yourself poorly? If you had done something poorly? If you had made a mistake? They're going to treat you with so much love, kindness, and compassion. That's what we get and need to do for ourselves. Take yourself out. Treasure yourself. Treat yourself. I'm not saying blow your budget. In fact, if you really love yourself, do everything that you can to make a budget. It feels so much better. But then take yourself out. Reward yourself. Treat yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself so much love you can't even stand it, and then give yourself even more. That is living a sacred life. And remember, Actions speak louder than words. Affirmations are awesome. I love affirmations, but they have a slow, long-term effect. What you do to bypass the subconscious, a great way, is how you treat yourself now in the moment. Actions speak louder than words. If you withhold, if you treat yourself badly, if you punish yourself, your subconscious is certainly not getting a message that you want to live a sacred life, that you want to live a life at the highest level that you can. So remember that actions speak louder than words, and treat yourself, treat your environment, and treat everyone around you with the highest standard and highest level that you possibly can. So with that said, going to open it up to some questions now. I've had my YouTube page closed because I'm learning when YouTube is open, it tends to slow things down. We're going to open it up for questions. First off, before I do that, Jessica, is there any housekeeping items that I need to mention or that would be good to mention at this moment?
Well, for anyone who's just joining us, you've probably noticed that we've gone live on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. This is going to be a regular occurrence moving forward. So that's Tuesday at 7:11 p.m. Eastern time.
Woohoo! And I see one of our regulars has shown up. I can't see much of the ticker tape to call it the top chat, but Pamela Stevens is here. So hi, Pamela. Yes, so we'll be Tuesday nights moving forward, which gives us an opportunity. It's silly when you think about it, but when we talk about living a sacred life, if we're working 40, 50, 60, who knows how many hours a week, and we're not giving ourselves a pause, if we're not taking a break for ourselves, then are we truly living a sacred life? So I think it's really, I'm excited. It's been over 2 years since we had Wednesdays off. And so I think this is the coolest thing in the world. And the best way that we can be teachers is to live it ourselves. So with that said, Jessica Lee, do we have any questions? And Anthony, please forgive me for not pronouncing your last name right. Anthony Starcevic. Woo! Right back at you.
Okay, so our first question is from a regular.
Yep.
I like to call her Keegan of Light.
Oh, Keegan, you found us on Tuesdays. Woo! Just like Beacon. Love it.
So the question is there a proper way to pray, or how do you guys pray?
That is a brilliant question, Keegan. And I would say there is no one right way to pray. I would throw the kitchen sink at it. I would ask, I would beg, I would give thanks, I would send love, I would get upset. Angels, guides, loved ones, God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, to me is all knowing, all loving, and all here for us. So you come with whatever you've got, with whatever emotions that you have. I wouldn't dwell on the negative if you can. If you say, why is my life miserable? 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 And I'm going, oh my God, watch your words, watch your words, watch your words, watch your words. What universe is hearing is miserable, 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 miserable. That's not going to go so well. If you're saying, why is my life miserable? Please help me. Please help me to do something about this. Please tell me what to do. I give thanks in advance. I ask angels, I ask guides, I ask anything. Help me to know what to do in this situation. That's all game. Give it to them with everything that you've got. Prayer works, period. There's study after study of it. And there's nothing that says it has to be one particular way to do it. For myself, how do I pray? I ask, I give thanks, I try. There is do or not. There is no try, or however that goes. I work to be at the highest energy level I can. That's why I do things like the Woohoo 8. That's why I use all of these manifestation tools to try to get myself at the highest level possible. But it's all good. It's all God. It's all good any which way you bring it to the table. But I would say pray, 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 pray. Give it all you've got. In fact, today we had another amazing guest on, Albert Amo Soria from Peru. And one of the last things we talked about is the incredible power of prayer. And Keegan, I would just give it everything that you've got in every way that you can, and realize the word is prayer. Words are so incredibly powerful. So through the day, even if you're not in, quote, prayer, life is prayer. The words you speak are prayer. The words that you use have incredible power, more power than you could ever possibly imagine. So to stay in prayer 24/7, and that's something Jessica and I have talked about a lot. Can't say we've succeeded all the time, but is trying to stay. This is living a sacred life in a state of prayer, means watching your words. And God, that doesn't sound like mom saying, watch your mouth. What I mean by that is the words have the power to transform your life. First came the word. What that means is the words that you project are the words that are going to be projected into your life or onto the movie screen of your life. So it's okay to get down. It's okay to get concerned. It's okay to be afraid or anxious. Get it out on paper, then shred it. But don't dwell on that negativity. Get it up and out. I am not a believer of keeping it stuffed in at all, not for 1 minute. But then shred it, let it go, and focus on where you want to be. Beautiful, beautiful question, Keegan.
Thanks, Michael. Okay, our next question is from Deborah Moore, who asks, after many years of always giving to others, how do I find my purpose for my life now? How do I ask? I've tried everything.
Her name one more time?
Deborah.
Deborah, first off, thank you for giving so much to others. Second, we have got to, Deborah, for a sacred life, put the oxygen mask on you first and foremost, now and forevermore. Always and only, no matter how much you love anybody else, put the oxygen mask on you first. Because if you're not giving yourself that love and oxygen that you need, you become empty and you can't help anybody else. Next thing is interesting. A lot of people come to me looking for their purpose, their path, their direction. I'm really good at helping people find that over time by helping you to tap into your inner wisdom. I can't answer that for you. Nobody can. So rather than trying to rush and say, I need my purpose, I need my purpose, I need my purpose now, realize you are on purpose. You couldn't be off purpose or off path no matter how much you tried, because you're exactly where you're at. Can you change it? Yes. Can you, quote, improve it? Well, you've done a lot of helping people. That's amazing. But yes, but it's going to come from learning how to dive in on the inside, learning how to listen to your inner wisdom, to that small whisper inside of you, and to crank that up to the max. So that involves quiet time. That involves meditation. That involves some sort of journaling or third person journaling, automatic writing being my favorite. I'm biased, of course. We have a program on that. But some way to dive in on here on the inside. Then, crazy as it sounds, do what is fun. We've been taught we're not worthy if we're doing something fun. We're not serious if we're doing something fun. We're not taking life seriously if we're not doing something fun. Hogwash. Do what's fun. Follow your heart. Jessica lately has been going, there's something else on top of this show. There's something I get to be doing. I want to be doing. I don't know what it is. Then she goes to the library and she's like, wow, they've got all these books on these natural plants. They've got all these books on herbology. They've got all these books on making tinctures. They've got all these books on healing. They've got all these books on birds. We don't need to know what the answer is because of what she's getting excited about. It's a scavenger hunt. And following what makes your heart sing is on path. We all came here with gifts wrapped around our heart. Our job is to unwrap those gifts and to follow them and see where they lead us. That's where our passion lies. That's where our enjoyment lies. That's where our excitement lies. That's even quite frequently where the butterflies in our belly lies. So if you feel the butterflies, make sure it's safe. Step forward in that direction. Challenge yourself. Get uncomfortable and follow what you're excited about. I not only give you permission It's a requirement if you want to find your purpose, path, and direction. It's not only an inner journey, but it's following the outer fun. You do that and you can't help over time but trip across what's next for you. I say over time because this is not I'm going to tell you something today and tomorrow you're going to get the answer. You might get the answer. Chances are you're going to get breadcrumbs on the path. And thank God for the breadcrumbs. So brilliant, brilliant questions. Thank you so much for asking.
Thanks, Michael. Our next question is from Claire, who asks, could you interview some new authors that speak about sharing love, kindness, prayers, energy healing with others on planet Earth?
Oh, absolutely, Claire. So hello and thank you. And yes, yes, yes. And we get to schedule a day later this week where we're going to go hunting, in quotes, for some new guests. Matt Kahn is one that recently absolutely positively fits that bill. And we are going to look for more guests exactly down those veins. Those are the type of guests that we love, love, love to have on the show. And we would certainly call them beacons of light. You can put in your suggestions here and put them in the chat window as well. If you do have some, we will look them over and see if they're a fit for now or a fit for later. We are always open and looking for new guests. Sometimes we're overwhelmed in emails with new guest opportunities, but we're always looking for what is the best fit for the show and the best fit, for lack of another way to put it, to help you to shine bright. So thank you, Claire. Beautiful question.
Okay, thanks. Our next question is from Jane Jones, who asks, how can I keep my cool when others, almost everyone, are behaving poorly?
Great question, Jane Jones. A, take the high road, period, period, period. Take the high road, take the high road, take the high road. Secondly, excuse yourself if you don't need to be hanging with those folk. There's no need to be bringing yourself down if you don't have to be. Thirdly, if you have to be, then still take the high road. There's nothing you can do to change anybody else. You can send them love, you can send them healing thoughts, but you cannot change anybody else unless they come to you asking, what is it that you're doing that's so different? You seem to be so happy, so jovial, so full of joy. What are you doing? Be the example and be the light. So with that said, Jane Jones, I'm seeing something here from Anthony. I couldn't agree more. One small breath before responding if ever needed. Absolutely breathe deep first. Anthony, you hit the nail on the head. Respond as I pull up the turtle here, slowly, 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 with as much kindness and compassion, even or especially in their lunacy. One of the things that's hard to see in the moment is that if somebody is speaking garbage, if somebody is even lashing out at you, then it's not about you. They're challenged. They're struggling. They need as much love as we can possibly give them. Now, that doesn't mean you have to empty out your tank of love until it's completely gone. Although understand, love is the ultimate and the original renewable resource. The more you give away, the more it comes back. But with that said, the more that you can internally treat them with kindness and compassion and love, the more their flame goes down, the more their heart opens up, and the more they're going, for perhaps the first time in my life, oh my God, I'm being heard. Everybody wants to be heard. People will even get quite huffy, angry, aggressive if they feel they're not being heard. But there's not probably a single person on the planet who gets angrier from being heard, because that's love. When you truly listen to someone, when you are truly present with someone, when you truly bring everything that you have to that conversation, they feel heard, they feel loved, they have no idea why, but they feel touched by that experience. If you can do it, this is like a highest of high level learning. If you can bring that love, that presence, that kindness and compassion to a difficult person, to a difficult situation, you will be amazed, not just how much it changes the other person, but most importantly, how much it changes you. So brilliant question. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking.
Thank you, Michael. Our next question is from Mary Mayer, who writes, I'm heading into change. My son will be off to college in the fall. I'll have my BFA in a couple months and plan to move closer to my family and jobs in the fall. But I have had chronic pain and illness for 5 years and it's getting worse. How do I deal with that while trying to be positive?
That's a beautiful question, Mary. First off, congratulations on carrying your son through. Congratulations on all of the positives that are going on. With that said, I'm not going to view the chronic pain as a negative. As somebody who has lived with pain for years and finds it to be the biggest pain in the butt in the world, pain's a teacher, and I do not in any want to say that you caused the pain, you created the pain, you deserve the pain, or anything. Nothing could be farther from the truth. With that said, there are some awesome, awesome lessons to be learned from it. So what I would do is I would take this opportunity coming up to go down, way down, way down the rabbit hole. And I would learn about myself. I would start meditating. And if you are meditating, I would meditate twice as long. I would do automatic writing. I would do journaling. I would write letters to myself. Basically, I would throw the kitchen sink at this of a process of self-inquiry, of seeing what is going on. Part A. Part B, I would look at how I can throw the kitchen sink at the pain. So one thing, the better out than in exercise is one of the greatest exercises out there. You can ask a spine surgeon, Dr. David Hanscom. You can ask Dr. Sarano's people on their back pain about getting up the anger and anxiety and frustration that's inside of ourselves, getting it out on paper, shredding it, being done with it, how much that can help. And then look towards alternative healing, which to me is anything but alternative. Everything from acupuncture, naturopathy, herbology, Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, the list goes on and on. I would throw the kitchen sink at it. But at the same time, I would be diving deep on the inside, seeing what healing you can do for yourself. There's always a spiritual solution to every physical ailment. Now, with that said, sometimes the spiritual solution is we're no longer here. And so there are people who are terminally ill who go, I'm doing all the spiritual stuff and I'm still checking out. It could be your time. It could be that something incredible is going to happen once you're on the other side. With that said, go deep into your spiritual practice. Go deep into your inner wisdom. Look how to heal yourself there. And then I love to tell my coaching clients, become Rocky. See what you can do to improve your health. See what you can do to get moving more. See what you can do to get to a gym. See what you can do to flip on the on switch epigenetically. See what you can do to move like you've never moved before, to eat as healthy as you've ever or never even eaten before, and really become a professional athlete of yourself, even if that movement is just moving one leg at a time on the couch. Something that I can't believe it's only been 4 years, 4.5 years. Wow, maybe I'm approaching 5 years since I had so little blood or red blood cells in my body after my second near-death accident, and I had 5 transfusions. I literally couldn't lift my head off of the cushion on the couch. And so I started there. That was training for me. Can I lift my head? Put it down. Lift my head, put it down. Can I move a leg? Put it down. Can I move a leg? Put it down. Become Rocky, which means going back to living a sacred life. What can you watch that supports you? What can you listen to that supports you? Who can you surround yourself with that supports you? What can you do to your home that supports you? What can you do to truly make your life sacred in every way, shape, or form, that you are pumping yourself up with so much positivity? You can't help but take your game to the next level. Last thought. Pain always is our greatest teacher. We don't learn when we're comfortable on the couch. Invite it in. Welcome it in as an entity, as a being, as a friend. as a friend that you'd like to let go of and say, you know, it's okay if you travel halfway around the world and I don't hear from you again for a while. But welcome it in with as much love, kindness, and friendship as you possibly can. That alone will begin to shift everything. Remember, truly remember, what you resist persists. But if you lean into it, if you welcome in the friend and you say, friend, what do you have to teach me? Why have you been hanging around for 5 years? And why now, as my son's headed out, and that's a huge clue, why now are you kicking it into high gear? What do you have to teach me and to tell me that I haven't heard? Last thought, go to tapping, EFT tapping, go to emotion code, and go to other clearing modalities as well. These have tremendous, tremendous, tremendous benefit. So thank you, brilliant question. I send all my love and healing energy your way.
Thank you, Michael. Our next question is from Tammy, who asks, how do you escape a severe funk and severe lack of motivation? Struggling big time.
Great question, Tammy. How do you escape a severe funk and severe lack of motivation? Get yourself out of your environment. You are only your funky self that is stuck and down in your current environment. Get to a different location, hang with different people, do different things, wear different clothes, eat different healthy foods, move differently, act differently, speak differently, and you can leave that funk behind. That doesn't mean that we don't have functional challenges to work on. But like an alcoholic who goes to a clinic and gets all better, when they come back, they're in that same place. But when they were out, they were different. First step, get yourself out. Get yourself to a different place. Pray, 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 pray. And then play, 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 play. Find what you enjoy doing. Go to a creative path. Paint, draw, crayon, Crayola. Do something that's creative. Get clay. Do something that reminds you of what it was like to be a kid again. These are all signs and markers on the way. I'm a huge believer of emotion. Believer, that's not even the right word. I practice with emotion code all the time. Do modalities like emotion code. Do modalities like EFT tapping. Realize food is thy medicine. Put in the highest energy food that you can. Focus on all of the tools and tips that we've given today. We have a Sir Meowser who's making a cameo appearance off camera, scratching on everything that he can. Pet a pet. Pet an animal. Go to a petting zoo. Go out to nature. Get yourself outside of yourself. It's not a permanent solution, but as Richard Dreyfuss said, I can't believe I'm quoting this, in What About Bob with Bill Murray, and you have got to see that if you haven't, and I'm guessing you have. Take a vacation from your problems, which means to step away and to put yourself in a different environment. So beautiful question. Send love, lots of love and healing thoughts. Light, light, light. Head for the light. Brightness, play, love, and you will step forward. This too shall pass. For everyone, pass. We are the ocean. We are not the waves of our emotions. Emotions come and go, but they always, always pass. Mia Michaels, 3-time Emmy Award-winning choreographer, lead judge for So You Think You Can Dance for 8 years. We had her on just a couple days ago, and I think her show is actually probably live today. And she was talking about her dad, the original Marlboro Man, the original one in the cigarette ads, who said, when you're up, don't worry, you'll be coming down soon. So enjoy the ride here. And when you're down, don't worry, you'll be going back up again soon. We are like a roller coaster ride, the waves. So when the wave is down, realize you are not the wave. You are the ocean. This too shall pass. When I've had umpteen injuries, I didn't say that's how it's going to be for life. This too shall pass. We have a lot of challenge, particularly in our society, of wanting to identify ourselves with our symptom. But our symptom is nothing more than that. It's just a messenger. Lean into the messenger, learn from the messenger, but realize you are not the messenger. So brilliant question.
I would also add, are we still answering the question about how to get out of a funk?
Please, yes.
Okay. Watch comedies. Over the weekend, I wasn't feeling well one morning, and I turned on the TV and I turned on Netflix, and I was going to watch one thing, but then I saw a trailer for a stand-up comedian, and I watched it, and I was laughing for an hour straight, and I felt so good. I forgot about how much I was not feeling well earlier, that I watched the next stand-up comedian that popped up, and I laughed for another straight hour. And laughter truly is medicine, and it can totally shift your mood.
I couldn't agree more. And so that means when you're in a funk and you want to go for that grim, dark show, because that's where you're at, flip it on its head, go for the other side of the coin. What is the absolute funniest thing you can watch? Which was funnier, Jessica? Steve Martin and Martin Short, or the meteoric rise comedian, the Asian woman who I don't recall her name?
Oh, her name is Ali Wong, and I've never heard of her before. Very, very different styles.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think I enjoyed watching, oh gosh, just different. I think I was more surprised by Ali Wong simply because she's Asian American and totally breaking free of all Asian American stereotypes. So that was just really cool to watch. It was pretty raw though. Little. Yeah, but Steve Martin and Martin Short they're just classics, You can't go wrong with them.
I was going to say they're classics, and you're not quite referring to their age, but it's so funny.
Oh yeah, and they're more PG, so that might be a safer way to go.
Gotcha. All right, who do we have next?
Okay, next, Jane Jones asks, will there be visible signs when we go to 5D, and what are those signs?
I have no idea, Jane Jones, because I'm not there yet. My guess is when we get to the next iteration of humanity, it will be extremely noticeable. It will be a massive difference to me. It will be much more of a heart-centered existence. Yes, the fabric of what keeps us in this kind of heavier world may not exist in the same way. I imagine it won't. But I don't believe that for a moment that we won't know what's going on. I'm also probably the kindest, gentlest, easiest, goodest person out there when I believe that the shift will occur. I'm not the one who's saying that gloom and doom will come. I'm not the one who's saying repent for the end is near. I'm saying it's going to come with the reverse. It's going to come when we're all vibrating at such a beautiful high level. The cool thing about it is, to me, is it the 80-20 rule, or maybe it's even a 90-10 rule? If we can get 10% of the population, I believe, vibrating, maybe even less than that, at a super, super high level, it creates this wave of love, so to speak, that washes over everyone. I don't believe anybody gets to be left behind. I don't believe that it's going to be this mass cataclysm. I believe it'll be a massive, beautiful, I'm picturing a pink wave going around the whole earth, changing everything, flowers coming up everywhere. Am I a flowers and puppies kind of guy? I am, because I believe that it's a positive shift. And I believe when this shift goes and we make a state change to that higher level, it's contagious for each and every one of us. It truly is a no one left behind. You're not ready. You're not going to elevate yet. I think we're going to bring each other up. I believe we're pretty close. I believe we're not there. I do also believe, though, that a lot of challenges that we see in the world today, and I didn't catch what was just said here, but somebody said music. Music is hugely positive for raising our vibration. I believe that the challenges that we are seeing today are illustrative of us making the shift. The old paradigm fights, gives its last gasps of breath as the new paradigm, as the new generation, as the new children come in. So I am hugely, hugely positive about it. Even when you look at a microscopic level and you go, this is quote wrong, that's quote wrong, the other's quote wrong, I don't believe it for a minute. And I believe we're in Earth School. Treat this place the best way we can. Treat each other the best way we can. Realize we are all one and everything is one. And at the same time, all of the challenges do not mean this is a bad place. Do not mean that this is hell. This is heaven on earth. This is the school where we get to learn. This is the school where we get to grow. This is the chance for us to expand consciousness. And that expansion is always going on, even when we don't see it. Even if it's like an electron that gets to a certain level and then boink, goes up to that next level, it's not stopping growing any step along the way. It may take a leap on its path, but the vibration is continuously going up and up and up. And I believe that's exactly where we're at. So brilliant, brilliant question. I'm going to throw in a woohoo on that one.
Thanks, Michael. Our next question is from Anthony, who asks, why do I see some of my previous struggles in life now similarly showing up in my son's struggles? I look to help him through his teen struggles and stand by him, but it's heartbreaking to watch.
So Anthony, it's a brilliant question. It is heartbreaking. And obviously I have to say, as a full disclosure, Jessica and I do not have kids yet. With that said, we all come here on our own sacred journey. You can look at a baby, they come in fully developed with their own personality, with their own likes, with their own dislikes, with their own temperament. We each come here fully equipped and on our own path. What does this mean? We do the best we can. We be the example the best we can. We support our loved ones as best we can. And we understand they are still each on their own journey for their own growth, for their own expansion. You can be there for them. You can love them up. You can offer them opportunities. You can offer them assistance. And I can only imagine how much it tears you up inside. You didn't do anything wrong. You did the absolute best you can. Your son came here with his own path and journey to learn as well. And I would even say a step beyond that. He signed up for you so that he could learn these things. I know my parents, I love them so, so much. And they're to the funny farm nuts. My friends wouldn't even come over the house as kids because they would say it's the crazy house. Everything that I went through as a child was here to serve me. I'm convinced everything I went through as a child was something on some level that I asked for. Some level. We don't ask for tragedy in our lives. But on some level, I said, give me the works. Give me the experiences that I need for my growth. This one lifetime is a blip on the radar screen. When you realize that, it makes it easier to go through these challenges. It doesn't make it easier to watch our loved ones suffer, because suffering is something we don't want to see anyone go through. Just love them up and be there for them. And then the best thing that you can do is continue to work on yourself. Be the light. No matter how old or young your son is, he's watching you. Be the light. Bring last. And I recommend this so many times for so many different reasons. One of my all-time favorite prayers, and I think it was Keegan who was asking about prayer earlier, and I know I've mentioned it to him on previous Ask Michael Anythings. One of my favorite prayers is a Hawaiian prayer of healing called Ho'oponopono, which is a prayer of love, forgiveness, and thanks for ourselves that helps heal those around us. Realize, if it's your son going through these challenges, sort of like string theory, take two atoms that are created together, put them on the opposite side of the universe. One vibrates a certain way, the other is going to vibrate a certain way again. What does this mean? If you can work on healing yourself, you will help heal your son. Prayer has 4 lines. You can say them in any order. I recommend saying them over and over and over and over and over again, which is, I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. You're not asking for forgiveness of your son. You're not saying I love you to your son. You're thinking about the son, putting in, I call it a quarter in the jukebox of your mind, thinking of your son, and you are saying, I love you to myself. Please forgive me to myself. I am sorry to myself. Thank you to myself. The more that you do that, the more that you heal yourself and your heart, and the more that you can heal your son. I'm called for one more thing. When it comes to healing recurring patterns, I am such a huge fan of Dr. Bradley Nelson's work, Emotion Code. I cannot recommend it enough. Do it on yourself. If your son's not up for it, if he's up for it, have him do it as well. It is a huge positive way to remove repeating patterns in yourself, to remove repeating patterns in your children. And you can literally even go back to past generations and find origins of repeating patterns and peel them away there, which helps heal your son, which helps heal you, and helps heal future generations as well. So I think we have time for one or two more questions. Jessica, do you have any questions waiting there?
I do. I've got two questions,
Okay.
And I know we've got limited time, but I said you would address both.
All right.
Okay, our first question is from Carla.
Yeah.
Who writes, hi, Michael and Jessica, please speak about feeling overwhelmed. How can I do all those things you describe when I have so little energy?
Hi, Carla, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Beautiful question. When you hit a place of overwhelm, first off, what can we do to hit the pause button? Secondly, what can we do to put the oxygen mask on you? I'm not talking more doings here. I could be talking non-doings. It might be laying down. It might be relaxing. It might be just kicking yourself out of the house, putting yourself under a tree, pausing for a moment. One of the challenges with self-help is that it's real easy to get down on ourselves, assuming if it's not all working out right away, I'm not doing the right things or I'm not doing enough. Nothing could be further from the truth. Try one piece of self-help at a time. It's sort of like saying, this medicine's good for you, that medicine's good for you, that medicine's good for you, and taking 20 or 30 at once, and you get so incredibly sick, and you don't even know which one caused it. So do one simple thing at a time. With my coaching clients, I like to implement one tool at a time and then go to the next and go to the next. If I'm going to give them a handful of things to try, I like to say take one piece if you need at a time. And if you feel overwhelmed, back off. The more that you back off, the more that you are kind and gentle with yourself, the better it will be. So ask yourself, what is that one thing that I can do for myself today that will help me feel better? And then just do that one single thing. Now, when I'm overwhelmed for myself personally, I like to get moving and I like to declutter, because overwhelmed on the inside tends to represent itself with overwhelm on the outside. The more that I can declutter my external environment, the better I feel inside of myself. So go back to making your home sacred, or your room sacred, or your desk sacred, or even just 1 square foot of your kitchen top sacred. And then no matter what, don't judge yourself for feeling overwhelmed. It's okay. It's a part of the process, and it too shall pass. Carla, I just want you to, I don't want to give you too much, but do something creative and fun. Remember what it was like as a kid. As a kid, you may have left stuff out all over the table, but you were playing with your crayons. You were playing with your clay. You were playing with your stained glass. You were doing things that put you in the creative process. Do that and you will feel so, so, so much better. One baby step at a time. All right, last question, Jessica.
All right, our last question is from Claire, who writes, how do I cope with long-term thyroid health issues and pains in body and sensitivities for past 7 years that are not going away? How to get a miracle healing and heal myself with ease and love?
Beautiful, beautiful question, Claire. I'm going to throw myself into your shoes. That's probably the best I can do, and give you suggestions if it were me going through this. So first off, I would do a lot of the tools of going on the inside. Secondly, I would, for myself, go to a Chinese medicine doctor or a Tibetan medicine doctor. I would like to start there, but definitely something that has to do with herbalism and herbal remedies. I might actually, I'm way down the rabbit hole. I might actually go to a shaman and see about a shamanic journey and see how that can help and see what's on the inside. And I would just go after it with everything that I've got. Diet, you've probably done this. I would look at having the most amazing diet in the world I can. I admit my bias. I am a long-term vegan, but I would certainly looking at going at, if nothing else, much, much, much more in the whole food, plant-based diet. And then I would do visualization and prayer work, which you're probably already doing, like there is no tomorrow. And I would make it my full-time job, not to heal, not to overcome, but to return to perfect health. You can do that. It is your birthright. If you were to, and I'm not going to recommend it, cut your finger right now, it would bleed and then it would stop bleeding and it would heal. What does that mean? The self-healing mechanism in you, though it may be a little bit out of balance, is still there. The body heals itself. It's not a doctor. It's not a shaman. It's not an XYZ. It is an inner wisdom and inner knowing that can heal you. With that said, you can still use assistance. You can go to a John of God. You can go to a ceremony. I recommend all of these things. Who knows what works? But make it your full-time job and occupation to heal and truly heal from the inside out. Dive in on the inside again with everything that you've got. I guess my first step would be going to automatic writing and say, what is this here to serve me? Or how is this here to serve me? What is this here to teach me? What are the steps that I take from here? And trust your inner wisdom above and beyond everybody else. When it comes to thyroid, it comes to many things, but particularly with thyroid, part of it is about taking back your power. Don't give it to a white smock. Don't give it to a doctor this, a Mr. that, an expert this. You have the power. Not that they're not amazing, amazing people who can't help you on your journey, but you have the power truly inside of you to heal. When you grasp this, everything changes. I can't say it'll be an automatic healing overnight, but you will feel much, 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 much better. And I would replay this and a lot of the earlier stuff on particularly chronic pain. I think you'll find very, very helpful as well. I want to send you so much love on your path. I know, I've seen so many people heal from thyroid conditions, heal from chronic illness, heal from chronic disease, that I know you can overcome this. And I know that it is an incredible, though extremely challenging 7-year experience, an incredible teacher on your path. So I believe that's it from here. Jessica, I want to see if there's anything that you would like to add, to share, or mention for coming uppings.
Well, our magical morning routine is coming out shortly.
Woohoo!
And we're definitely going to have a big sale on it and a promo code that we'll share with everyone. And Just a reminder, because not everybody tuned in at the same time, we're going to be live again a week from today. That's Tuesday, not Wednesday, at 7:11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Awesome. And I will add to that, if you love what you're hearing here, please come support us. So you can support us by sharing, getting the word out, passing this on to your friends, putting it on your Facebook page, your Instagram page, wherever you are in your social media. Please share, and share. And then come join us in become a part of our Inspire Nation family. So come join us on our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/Inspire Nation. We have our Backstage Pass where you'll get free downloads, daily wows, daily words of wisdom. You'll get, which are free 3 to 5 minute videos each day. We're going to have some more raffles coming up on all sorts of extra books that we have here since we moved, and much, much more. So support the show, become a part of the Inspire Nation family, become a Backstage Pass member. We can't thank you enough for doing it. And we'll throw lots of free gifts and goodies and information your way as well, because we love and support you so, 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 so much. Our magical morning routine for busy spiritual seekers, I believe, will be live next weekend. Like Jessica's saying, we're going to have a discount, a coupon code, bonuses, all sorts of goodness for you. And come on over to inspirenationshow.com and sign up for our newsletter. We give you lots of free tools and helpful information as well. And we're doing everything we can to help you to shine bright. That's all I've got from here. Jessica, any last words before Sir Meowsers carries us out? In fact, if you're capable of it, I could do a cameo. Awkward silence.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm like trying to keep up with the comments.
I was saying, hey, do you have any last words? And if not, Meowsers is going crazy off on the side. And so I wanted to see if we wanted to do a kitty cameo.
Yes, of course. Mary Mayer says, yay, kitty cameo.
All right.
Are you asking me to get up? And
actually, if you're more plugged in, I could get up. So, all right, you keep the comments going. I'm going for the kitty cameo. Are you up for a cameo? Oh, he's running from me.
Okay, well, there's a love bug.
I think I've got it. Oh, he's down. He's down. He's upside down. Oh my gosh. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to hear me because I'm not plugged in. I don't know. Oh. This is Sir Meowsers. This is the man of the hour who keeps us all together. I am going to try to plug in. This is very dangerous because Sir Meowsers is armed to the teeth. And I'm not sure, can everybody see Sir Meowsers here? So Sir Meowsers appeared in my lap in a meditation on Maui. And I started petting him. I was sitting outside on the grass and he bit me. And I know it was love at first bite. And he came back and he came back. And then he just wanted to be with us. And he was the most incredible, I know you're very proud of it, birder in the world. We are very happy to report that all the birds are safe now, as he is an indoor kitty. But he holds space for us. If we're not feeling well, if you're not feeling well, Jessica, what happens?
Oh, he curls up with me.
So he knows and he holds space.
He was watching the comedies with me.
Awesome. Awesome. Can you say which is your favorite comedy? So, okay. Yes, he has big eyes and a huge appetite, a well-earned appetite. I'm going to put him down, and if we're good, I'm going to let him go because I have coaching, private one-on-one coaching in about 90 seconds from now. A first where I'm actually holding a coaching session right afterwards so that we can have our sacred Wednesdays or Wednesday afternoon off.
Woohoo! Thank you, Sir Meowsers.
Thank you. So for everyone out there, meow, 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 meow. This is Michael Sandler and
Sir Meowsers.
Sir Meowsers and
Jessica Lee
saying, be well, have fun. We send all our love your way. I don't know if people can even see my head. Thank you, Sir Meowsers. We send all our love. Thank you.